You've interrupted my Candy Crush session, but that's okay because we're here at the Cooler Master Suite at the Palms in Las Vegas, CES 2020. And the chair that I'm sitting in right now, this Ergo L, is actually a pretty interesting development. You don't really see a lot of companies trying to come out with ergonomic gaming chairs, but Cooler Master is. They've also got a whole bunch of other stuff, new cases, new coolers, new fans, and an interesting implementation of the Intel NUC enclosure. So we're gonna head back out that way. We're gonna take a look at everything, and then we'll end up right back in here. BPS Custom's coverage of CES 2020 in Las Vegas is made possible by Thermaltake, Fractal Design, and Corsair. Thank you to them for making our trip possible. Check out the links below and show some love to our sponsors, without whom we'd be gambling our life savings away trying to pay for this hotel room. Cooler Master was showing off several different thermal options at the show this year. They had a couple of AIOs, which we'll look at in a second. They had a couple of other air coolers, but the one that I actually found most interesting was this one. This is the DT614, and they weren't really pushing this one all that hard. I actually didn't get a press deck for this at all. Nothing in the press kit mentioned the DT614, but they were showing it on the floor, which I really did appreciate because I found it to be the most interesting product they had. This is a dual 140 millimeter giant tower air cooler. It's a large unit. It's made to compete with the Noctua D15. The second fan that they had here, they said actually broke in shipping, so that's a little unfortunate, but just picture this with a second fan on it. It's got 6 copper heat pipes. The fasteners for it, for the mounting situation, go all the way through, so you can see that silver pin goes all the way from the top to the bottom, and you just screw that right into the plate. It's going to be $79 to $89. They haven't finalized that just yet, and it should compete with the Noctua NH-D15. The most popular video on my channel ever was my review of Cooler Master's Masterbox Lite 5. Now, this isn't quite the same. This is based on the Masterbox Lite 3, but the same concept applies. People are really digging the relatively small, relatively inexpensive, full-featured cases, and Cooler Master's bringing this one to you guys in 2020. This is the Masterbox MB311L ARGB. It features 2 different panels at the front. There's a fine mesh, which acts as a dust filter and also allows for more airflow, and also an acrylic version for, I guess, better aesthetics. You're going to get both of them in the box, along with 2 ARGB fans and the controllers for them. The side panel is tempered glass. It's a 3/4 tempered glass panel. It's micro ATX, and it's going to be $59.99. I didn't catch a date on this one, but it should be coming soon. This looked like a pretty finished product. If you guys are really digging the new Intel NUC that was announced at the CES 2020 show, you'll no doubt know that several companies also were offering enclosures for them. Cooler Master is one of those partners, and the enclosure that they're offering was also being shown off at the CyberPower booth because it's going to be sold through CyberPower as part of a pre-configured system. But this is their NC100. It's a collaboration done with Intel, and it uses Cooler Master's own daughter board. So this is a custom configuration. It doesn't look a whole lot different than other ones, but it is custom. It comes with a Cooler Master power supply. That power supply is going to be custom made just for this case. It's going to have custom length cables and connectors just for the NUC. It's a little bit wider, so ventilation is going to be along the top through a fan that's mounted to the top panel, and the top is going to be filtered mesh. The Cooler Master logo at the front is going to light up with addressable RGB, and there's also going to be an ambient underglow that you can configure through the Cooler Master software. Again, addressable RGB. Total volume on this is only 7.5 liters, so it is very small. MSRP is $200, and it's coming in April. If you guys were a fan of the original Cooler Master TD500 case, which has existed for a little bit now, but you were a little disturbed that the front is completely blocked off from airflow because it's acrylic, well, they've fixed that problem. This is the TD500 mesh, and that's pretty much the only change they've made to it. It's available in black and white. The front is the same kind of angled look, so you get that fractal meshified design basically, except it can breathe now, so that is a bonus. It's going to come with 3 addressable RGB fans and a controller. The side is tempered glass, so this looks pretty cool. They've etched the polygonal pattern into the side as well. It's going to be $109.99 and should be available soon, although we didn't get an exact date. Got a couple new AIOs to run through. These are the ML120L and 240L. This is Cooler Master's budget-focused AIO system. They've received a couple of different refreshes, so new radiators with different fins, Gen 3 dual-chamber pump, sickle flow fans. They say they've also improved the QC process, so that's good. Same pricing as the existing 120 and 240L. Next up is the Spectrum Reflection line, the ML240R, 280R, and 360R. Now, this is kind of the middle of the road for Cooler Master's AIOs, and they haven't actually offered a 280 in this product line for a while. The last one they had was the Master Liquid 280, I believe, and that was a couple years ago. Has an infinity mirror on the pump top. The pump top is also all aluminum, and it comes with adjustable RGB fans. We didn't get a price on these, but I would expect that they start somewhere in the neighborhood of $110 to $120. And then we looked at these, the ML240p and 360p Vivid. The biggest difference on these is going to be the screen, and this is something that a couple different companies were introducing at CES 2020. It's got a programmable OLED, looks really cool, but other than that, it's basically the same cooler, and the price is really driven by the screen. $180 for the 240, $200 for the 360, and other than that, they're pretty much the same cooler. Cooler Master also showing off some new fans. These are the SF120M. These are addressable RGB, and the biggest feature of them is that the hub does not spin, so you notice the logo is pretty static, which looks neat. Coming in late Q1 for about $30 a piece, so not cheap fans, but they do look nice, and they are supposed to be on the premium side of things. And then of all the things in the Cooler Master suite, this is the one that I would want to review the most, and this is their Ergo L chair. I'm super excited that there are quote-unquote gaming companies out there that are offering places for you to sit that aren't just your standard racing-style gaming chair. They do have those too. There's the Caliber R1, Caliber R2, and Caliber X1 chairs that are your stock OEM-style chair that everybody else offers, but the Ergo L looks and feels a lot different. I sat down in it, feels great. It's going to be pretty expensive, $599 coming between February and March. But if you're going to be sitting for long sessions, this is really what you should be considering, and I'm glad Cooler Master is going in this direction. There are two other what they call lifestyle products coming, and they're monitors. So this is the GM34CW34. This is a 3440 by 1440 VA panel, 144 hertz. HDR 400, 1 millisecond response time, coming in February for $799. And then this is the GM27CF27, 1920 by 1080 VA panel, 1 millisecond response time, 165 hertz, and FreeSync. Again, February, $299.99. So guys, that's it from here in the Cooler Master Suite CES 2020. I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. That's Thermaltake, Corsair, and Fractal Design. Check out their links down below. Also, get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the CES content still coming your way all week and probably all next week too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. All of our CES videos are edited on the Electronics Mag 15. Check out the link below.